Good evening, I am Tashon Tyson in with your via Image News package for today, Monday 14th October 2019. In all lead stories, nationally, ECCB launches a pilot digital version of EC Dollar and SKN's GD confirmed with Doctor of Laws LLD degree. Regionally, 2 more bodies found in Abaco, death toll now 60 in the Bahamas. Internationally, President Trump's 2020 campaign disavows parody media massacre video. And in sports, Nevis cricket selectors named 16-man squad for LICB 50 overs tournament. We'll have the details of these and other stories after this message.
Another look.
Different from how you've seen it before.
Another look.
Takes an in-depth look into business, politics, science, technology, religion, and more.
Another look.
Featuring documentaries from the BBC, regional features, and local ones too.
Another look.
Every Monday at 3 p.m. on the Eastern Caribbean's powerhouse, Vaughan.
Welcome back and all the national news in detail. DXCD Carib, that's the name of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, ECB's latest app, following the launch of the pilot digital version for the Eastern Caribbean dollar at a digital EC summit last Thursday. The DXCD Carib app comes months after the ECCB started issuing the new polymer notes in 8 Eastern Caribbean Currency Union countries. The digital wallet, as it was described, can be downloaded from the Globe App Store on any smart device and can be used to scan and pay for goods and services. Governor of the ECCB, Mr. Timothy Antoine, said the app is grounded in the bank's focus on financial innovation and digital transformation. Governor Antoine also highlighted the excessive cost that is associated with paying for goods and services in the EC region as a deterrent to growth. The app will allow for payments to be deducted from your wallet balance and credited to the merchant's wallet balance. All transactions will be updated in real time, which means users will be able to see their current available balance almost immediately. Mr. Antoine explained that access to the app is expected to offer maximum security to its users. Governor General of St. Kitts and Nevis, His Excellency Sir S.W. Tapley Seaton, GCMG, CVO, QCJP, was conferred with a Doctor of Laws LLD degree for public service from the University of the West Indies Open Campus on Saturday, October 12th. Prime Minister Dr. Honorable Timothy Harris was among the hundreds in attendance at the 2019 UWI Open Campus graduation ceremony held at the St. John's Pentecostal Church in Antigua and Barbuda. Prime Minister Harris also extended his heartfelt congratulations to the Governor General. Sir Tapley Seaton is among 11 awardees who were officially recognized and conferred with honorary degrees during the 2019 graduation ceremonies of the University of the West Indies. The Governor General and his fellow honorees are being acknowledged for making significant contributions to the region and beyond in their respective fields of expertise, including the arts, business, religion, and the sciences. Addressing the ceremony, His Excellency Sir Tapley Seaton said he was humbled to have been conferred the Honorary Doctor of Laws degree. His Excellency Sir Tapley Seaton was admitted to practice law in 1975 from among the first group of graduates of the Faculty of Law at the UWI Cave Hill campus. In September 2015, he was appointed Governor General of St. Kitts and Nevis, and later that year was conferred a knighthood by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. 2 men have been convicted in the Leanna Tiny Napoleon murder trial. On Friday, October 11, 2019, Brandon Lee Wells, brother of Leanna of Buckley's Estate, and Travian Liddy of St. Johnson Village were both convicted for the death of 17-year-old Leanna Napoleon. The conviction comes 2 years after her murder. Wells and Liddy had previously been charged for the incident which occurred between May 8th and June 14, 2017. On Friday, the jury returned a unanimous guilty verdict for the offenses of murder and attempting to pervert the natural course of justice. The jury returned a unanimous guilty verdict for 20-year-old Liddy for the offense of attempting to pervert the natural course of justice and an 11-1 guilty verdict for the offense of murder. The Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, has indicated to the court that he intends to make an application for the death penalty for both accused persons and is expected to do so this week. The judge ordered a social inquiry report and psychiatric report to be completed in preparation for the sentencing. Both Wells and Liddy have been remanded to Her Majesty's Prison. On June 24, 2019, 27-year-old Ivan Filipov Lagari pleaded guilty to the offense of being an accessory after the fact to murder. On September 24, 2019, he was sentenced to 5 years and 9 months in prison, commencing from that day. Local Service Global Reach. That is a theme under which International Credit Union Day will be celebrated on Thursday, 17 October 2019, here in St. Kitts and Nevis and the rest of the world. According to Minister of Cooperatives here in the Twin Island Federation, the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, there will be a week of activities that will coincide with the day. The day, established in 1948, is geared towards celebrating the now 260 million member-strong Global Credit Union movement, a thriving movement that continues to add members at a record pace due to its strong focus on serving the greater good by enabling broad economic empowerment. Here in the Federation, there are 4 affiliate members of the credit union, namely the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union Limited, the St. Kitts Cooperative Credit Union Limited, Police Cooperative Credit Union, St. Christopher Nevis Limited, and F&D Enterprise Cooperative Credit Union Limited, now the First Federal Cooperative Credit Union Limited. In a message to the nation, Minister Hamilton provided figures as it relates to the credit unions in the Federation.
Together, they comprise a membership of more than 27,500, with assets amounting to EC 378.8 million, savings reflected by shares and deposits amounting to 313.3 million, and loans amounting to EC 258.3 million as at December 31st, 2018. This represents a growth in assets, a growth in savings and loans by more than 11%, more than 12%, and more than 9% respectively over the previous year.
The Honorable Eugene Hamilton. The Minister further moved to commend the St. Kitts and Nevis National Cooperative League for its stellar performance and wished it continued success in putting its members on a firm financial footing. The Shiloh Baptist Church here in Nevis is making preparations to celebrate its 45th anniversary. The church will reach this significant milestone on Tuesday, 22nd October, but will be hosting a number of celebratory events this weekend. The theme under which celebrations will be held is A Man After God's Own Heart. Head pastor of the congregation, Wayne Maynard, expressed how grateful the congregation is that they have made it thus far. Speaking to this media house, this is what Pastor Maynard had to say.
It indicates that God has brought us thus far, and it is quite a privilege to know that with God all things are possible. When you've been involved in something from its inception for 45 years, you recognize that it's what we call a God thing, because from a human effort, we are just so limited in our capacity, in resources, in ability. But when you're involved in something for that length of time and seeing God do miracles time and time again, you're just excited about the fact that God has worked in a special way to bring you to this milestone of 45 years. So without him, it would not be possible.
Pastor Maynard spoke to the activities that will be taking place this weekend.
This coming weekend, we'll be having 2 musical dramatical productions, one on Friday the 18th at 7 p.m. and then on Sunday evening at 6 p.m. We have entitled this musical production A Man After God's Own Heart, and it's based on a biblical story. Suffice it to say, our choir and our drama team have been working extremely hard. This is something that we've put on for the last 5 years, beginning in 2015, and it has become somewhat of a highlight and an annual event. So we're inviting one and all to come out, and we promise it'll be a night of great spiritual blessing, and we trust that people will be inspired, and a wonderful biblical message will be given by witnessing this production.
Pastor Wayne Maynard. The Nevis Disaster Management Department, NDMD, in collaboration with the United Nations Office of Disaster Risk Reduction on Sunday, 13 October, commemorated the International Day for Disaster Risk Reduction. This year, the focus is on Target D of the Sendai Framework, reduce disaster damage to critical infrastructure and disruption of basic services. The day celebrates people and communities around the world who are reducing the exposure to disasters and raising awareness about the importance of the risks they face. How significant is it to persons to be cognizant of disaster risk management? Director of the Nevis Disaster Management Department spoke to the VOA Newsline about this.
It's important for persons to recognize that we are living in the second most hazardous place on earth. The Caribbean is a beautiful place, but it is riddled with a number of hazards. And it is important for persons to be aware of the hazards and to know how to prepare themselves or to mitigate the risk of the hazards impacting us at any time. Specifically, we are in the hurricane season at this time. So it's important for persons to be aware of the preparatory actions in the event that we are faced with the hurricane. We also live in an area which is very active seismically, and we have been having a series of earthquakes, even though some persons may not be aware of it, but we are under watch for a major earthquake that could happen at any time, and the resultant forces such as tsunamis or volcano eruptions.
Director Dyer expressed that they will be hosting a week of activities in observance of the day, which began on Sunday with a church service at the Charleston Wesleyan Holiness Church and a staff development session today, Monday, 14th October.
Tuesday, we have discussions with the faith-based organizations, the disaster management. As part of our multi-hazard campaign, we had the churches champion some hazards. On Wednesday, we have an open day to the general public, where we'll be having the incident command systems being demonstrated in a simulated emergency mode between the hours of 9 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. There will be no activity on Thursday. However, on Friday, we continue with staff development between the NEMA staff on St. Kitts and the NDMD staff on Nevis. And then on Saturday, 19th, the activities culminates with the variety concert at the Nevis Performing Arts Center.
Director of the Nevis Disaster Management Department, Mr. Brian Dyer. A half-island road relay walk was held on Saturday, October 5th, as part of the SKN Moves Nevis Chapter initiative. The event was held in collaboration with the Department of Sports and Fit Wellness Center. It began at 5 a.m. along the Island Main Road from Brickhill Village to Butler's Village onto Fothergills, Market Shop, Brown Hill Junction, and culminate at the Fit Wellness Grounds. In the wake of the relay walk, the Health Promotion Unit here in Nevis expressed their gratitude for the support of the event. Communications Officer in the Ministry of Health is Ms. Sheila James.
The response was absolutely riveting. We had, I'd say, at least 300 persons took part in the walk. We had persons start at Brickhill at the very beginning and walked away all the way through the different designated areas, of which there was 5. So I want to say a special thank you to Honourable Hazel Brandy Williams, Miss Shalisa Martin Clark, a special thank you to her. Honourable Alexis Jeffers, who took his team through to Market Shop and met with Mrs. Brantley, and the Honourable Eric Evelyn as well. So I just want to say a special thank you to all the team leaders, also to all the teams that took part and participated. I also want to say a special thank you to my sponsors. So I want to say a special thank you to Digicel, who was our main sponsor for the island, that Half Island Road Relay. Special thank you to the Food Centre. Special thank you to Rams, who supplied all the fruits, as did Best Buy.
Ms. Sheila James. SKN Moves, which was launched on Friday, August 9th, forms part of the regional initiative dubbed Caribbean Moves and is re-energizing and an intensification of the health promotion efforts through creative and innovative multi-sectoral collaboration. The Nevis chapter of the initiative was launched on Friday, October 4th. And finally, all actions are our future, healthy diets for a zero-hunger world. That's a theme for this year's observance of World Food Day. St. Kitts and Nevis will join the rest of the world in the observance of World Food Day, which is celebrated annually around the world on October 16th. The day is celebrated widely by many other organizations concerned with food security, including the World Food Programme and the International Fund for Agricultural Development. It was established in November 1979. It has been observed annually in more than 150 countries, raising awareness of the issues behind poverty and hunger. That's the national news segment. You can visit our website at www.vonradio.com or check us out on Facebook at Von Radio or our Von Radio YouTube channel for these and other stories. News from across the region is next.
Life can be more fulfilling when we take the time out to smell the roses. And that's why your friends and family at the Bank of Nevis are experts at picking the flowers that best describe you. Whether you're planning to treat yourself after a long work week or finally getting around to that closet update, you deserve all the special things that life has to offer. And the Bond Visa card is here to help you achieve it. With just a swipe, you can turn a last-minute lunch date with friends and family into something worth remembering, with memories that will last a lifetime. Pampering yourself just got a whole lot easier. And after all, you deserve every refreshing moment of it. The ability to make your travel arrangements at your own convenience, whether by sea or by air, now rests within the palm of your hand. With a single swipe, the Bond Visa card can put a world of difference between life and truly living. Whereas the only limit you may have is your own imagination. Apply today. The Bank of Nevis Limited, improving the quality of life.
Welcome back. Another regional news in detail. News from the Bahamas. Police in Abaco recovered the bodies of an adult male and female from the island's hurricane-affected area almost 2 weeks ago. According to BahamasHerald.com, police said the recovery of the two bodies brings the death toll to 60. However, police ensure that search and recovery efforts continue. Recently, the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, reported that 876 people who are on the missing persons list have been found and 3,481 evacuees are registered with the Department of Social Services. NEMA also revealed that 424 persons remain missing following Hurricane Dorian. Out of Dominica. The Dominica Labour Party DLP believes it has what it takes to win the next general elections, and to show its confidence, its leader, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, said within the next 100 days, voters will go to the polls to prove just that. According to Dominica News Online, Mr. Skerrit made the announcement during the official launch of Kent Edwards in La Plaine on Sunday night. It is widely speculated that the Prime Minister will announce the official date when he launches the last candidate, his wife, Melissa, in Roseau Central. Out of the British Virgin Islands. A new seaplane service is slated to operate in the territory, and Premier Andrew Foy has made it clear that the government of the Virgin Islands will not be an investor in the venture. Premier Foy said the new venture will improve the service offerings of the territory. BVInews.com quoted Mr. Foy, who was speaking at a recent press conference, as saying, "Government is not putting in any money. We are not buying any planes. We are not involved with it at all." While the country's leader did not provide a time frame when the venture is expected to commence operations, he said the company is awaiting legal documents and permission from the BVI Ports Authority and the BVI Airports Authority. And finally, out of Trinidad. According to the Trinidad Guardian newspaper, a man identified as Patch was found dead in a house at Windy Hill in Aroca on Friday morning. Police said the incident occurred shortly after 8 a.m. Police said Dale Lewis was shot in the head while lying in bed. Lewis, according to police, is well known to them as he is believed to have been involved in several robberies within the Northern Division. In another incident, two women were shot while traveling in a vehicle around 11 a.m. along Hillview Bypass Road, Arima. Police said the car bore over 25 bullet holes on it, including the driver's side window and front windshield. The identities of the women and their conditions weren't disclosed up to press time. In another incident, a taxi driver was found dead in his white Nissan Wingroad, which was parked along the bypass road in Arima. Police said the taxi driver, whose name was not released, died from natural causes. He suffered a heart attack. In a separate incident, the partially burnt body of a woman was found in Lapina on Thursday afternoon. The woman was yet to be identified. And that's it for Original Stories. Stay with us for news from around the world. Welcome back, and now the international news in detail. President Donald Trump's 2020 re-election campaign has disavowed a parody video showing the U.S. president massacring media outlets and political rivals. The video was on display at a conference organized by American Priority, a pro-Trump group. Organizers of the event at a Trump resort in Miami, Florida, said the video was part of a meme exhibition. CNN had called on the Trump campaign to denounce the video immediately in the strongest possible terms. A spokesman for the Trump campaign told the New York Times that video was not produced by the campaign and we do not condone violence. The heads of the people he kills have been replaced with the logos of media organizations, including BBC News, CNN, and the Washington Post, and political opponents such as Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. The New York Times says the video appears to be a doctored version of scenes from the 2014 movie Kingsman, The Secret Service, starring Colin Firth. Syrian government forces have started to reach the north of the country hours after the government agreed to help Kurdish forces facing Turkey. Syrian state media say government forces entered Isa on Monday, 30 kilometers south of the Turkish border. The deal came after the U.S., the Kurds' main ally, said it would withdraw its remaining troops from northern Syria. Turkey began an offensive in the region last week, aiming to push Kurdish forces from the border region. Areas under the control of the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces (SDF) came under heavy bombardment over the weekend, with Turkey making gains in two key border towns. Dozens of civilians and fighters have been killed on both sides. The BBC's Martin Patience reports.
Footage appeared to show Syrian soldiers and trucks arriving in northern Syria, territory that has been out of their hands for several years. But America's sudden decision to withdraw troops from the northeast of the country has completely changed the dynamics of this conflict. It now means Kurdish fighters are looking to the Syrian government for protection. But there is now a risk that Syrian forces, which are backed by Russia and Iran, could clash with the Turkish military, a NATO power.
The K-pop star Soli has died aged 25. Police told the BBC the singer's manager found her dead at her home near Seoul, South Korea. More in this BBC report.
Che Jin-ri, known as Surly to her fans, first hit South Korean TV screens at the age of 11, playing a princess in a period drama. She later became a K-pop trainee for one of the biggest companies in the industry, SM Entertainment, and debuted in the girl group FX in 2009. But after 5 years in the spotlight, she took a break after receiving malicious comments on social media. Some would describe Surly as controversial. Others would say she was a powerful feminist voice in conservative South Korea. She was outspoken and unashamedly told her fans that they had a choice about how to display their bodies.
Finally, the son of U.S. presidential contender Joe Biden is to step down from the board of a Chinese company amid fierce attacks by President Donald Trump, the BBC says. Hunter Biden would also not work for any foreign-owned companies if his father were elected, his lawyer said. Mr. Trump has called on China and Ukraine to investigate Joe Biden over his son's activities in both countries without any evidence of any wrongdoing. The issue is central to an impeachment inquiry against the U.S. president. Mr. Trump and his supporters have accused Joe Biden of abusing his power when he was vice president to pressure Ukraine to back away from a criminal investigation that could have implicated his son, who then worked for a Ukrainian energy company. He has also accused Hunter, 49, of using his position of influence to get China to invest in a fund he was involved in. A statement released through Hunter's lawyer said he would resign by October 31st from a board of BHR, Shanghai Equity Investment Fund Management Company. And that's it for our news segments. Ladies and Sports is next.
Let TDC Financial Services help you go for your goals. Whether you're thinking of taking that grand vacation, down payment on a house, higher education, TDC Financial Services has various plans that will allow you to go for your goals. Choose from the Accumulator Plus, Investment Starter Plan, and Fixed Deposit. Ready to go for your goals? Visit us at TDC Financial Services, where money is made easy.
Welcome back on Other Sports in Detail. The Nevis Cricket Association has named its team to participate in the Leeward Island 50 overs cricket competition to be held in Antigua and Barbuda from October 18th to 28th, 2019. The team reads: Adelvin Phillip, captain; Jamie Cornelius, Andre Brown, Giovanni Tyson, Jason Campbell, Hezron Archibald, Nelson Boland, Kian Pemberton, Russ Powell, Theresa Willett, Duane Webb, Saeed Williams, Jamoy Pemberton, Hakeem Harvey, Trishawn Francis, and Karen Powell. Reserves are Jelani Manners and Jaden Carmichael. Coach Burnett Thompson. Manager Frank Monzak. Scorer statistician Charlene Martin. Physio Josephine France. Nevis takes on St. Martin in its first match on October 18, 2019. Still in cricket. Jonathan Carter and Raymond Weaver starred as Barbados Tridents won their second Caribbean Premier League CPL title, beating Guyana Amazon Warriors in the final at Brian Lara Stadium at Tarouba in Trinidad by 27 runs. The Warriors had won all 11 matches leading up to the final, including 3 against the Tridents, but suffered their first loss at the worst possible time. Carter slammed an unbeaten 50 off 27 balls to power Tridents to 171 for 6 in 20 overs, from 108 for 6 in the 15th. Weaver then bagged 4 for 24 from his 4 overs, as Warriors were restricted to 144 for 9. This was Warriors' 5th CPL final defeat in 7 years. Summarized scores: Barbados Tridents 171 for 6 beat Guyana Amazon Warriors 144 for 9 by 27 runs. In basketball, head coach of the Golden State Warriors, Steve Kerr, thinks Stephen Curry is playing at his highest possible level as a new season nears, NBA.com says. To date, Stephen Curry has amassed 2 clear MVPs, set numerous three-point shooting records, made 6 All-Star teams, and been an All-NBA performer 6 times as well. Some might argue Curry's 2015-2016 season, the one in which he was the first unanimous MVP winner in NBA history, was perhaps the peak of his powers. Golden State Warriors coach Steve Kerr differs with that, though. Based on what Curry has done to date and his performance in the preseason, Kerr said Curry might be no better off in his overall game and physical status than he is right now. When asked Sunday what to expect from Curry in 2019-2020, Kerr's answer was simple. Just the usual, Kerr said. I'm not looking for anything different than what he's done for 5 years, but what he's done is pretty special. 2 MVPs and a perennial top 5 player. The Warriors will open their new season on October 24th with their first game at the new Chase Center by hosting the LA Clippers. That's it for sports. The General Weather Report is next. Welcome back. Another local weather forecast for St. Kitts and Nevis. Weather tonight will be partly cloudy to cloudy with a 70% or high chance of showers. Winds are east to southeast tonight at 6 to 15 kilometers per hour or 3 to 8 knots. Seas are 1 to 1.2 meters or 3 to 4 feet. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 6:04 a.m. And that's how we wrap up the mid-news package for today, Monday 14th October 2019. Before we go, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Nationally, ECCB launches a pilot digital version of the EC dollar, and SKN's Governor General conferred with Doctor of Laws LLD degree. Regionally, 2 more bodies found in Abaco, death toll now 60 in the Bahamas. Internationally, President Trump's 2020 campaign disavows parody media massacre video. And in sports, Nevis cricket selectors named 16-man squad for LICB 50 overs tournament. On behalf of the rest of the news team, I am Tashram Tyson, wishing you a pleasant evening.